Now to talk more about masks and the latest findings on the coronavirus is NBC News medical contributor Dr. Vin Gupta. Good morning to you. Thank you for talking with us this morning.
Good morning, Chanel. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. Let's dig in here. Yesterday, the president said in a new interview that the increase in the coronavirus cases was because the U.S., quote, has the best testing in the world and the most testing, end quote. In your opinion, does this help explain in some ways the nationwide surge that we're seeing?
You know, Chanel, it's an important question. It's part of the reason, but it's a very small part of the reason. What we're seeing is the metrics that we use to see is the outbreak getting out of control. It is getting out of control. This infection growth rate is spiking in Arizona, California, Florida, Texas, you name it. That suggests that this is not just testing. This is the fact that transmission rates are just increasing and in some cases just are getting out of control. So it's a very small part of the equation.
This is an important topic that he addressed. The president also said that many new coronavirus cases are young people that would, quote, heal in a day. From what you've experienced at the hospital, are younger people healing faster than older patients?
In general, if you're younger, you're more likely to come out of the ICU, but you're as likely to go into the ICU and require a ventilator. So this notion that you'll recover in a day, as I believe his words, is just fundamentally wrong. And what we know is that young people can be as affected and can transmit the disease as easily as adults. So young people really need to take note. This essentially can spare no one.
One of the big topics today, Dr. Masks. The president said he wants people to have a certain freedom and that, quote, masks cause problems too. Do you believe masks cause health problems?
Masks don't cause any fundamental health problem. I've heard some patients with smoking-related lung disease say, hey, doc, will I be inhaling more carbon dioxide because there's something blocking me from moving it from my body whenever I take a breath? Answer is no. There's no impact on health. Could it cause claustrophobia, anxiety? Of course. People don't like wearing a mask. That's part of why we're having this debate. But what we do know is that universal masking, there's a model that came out from my institution. Universal masking could save 100,000 lives by the end of the year if 100% of individuals do it, at minimum 95%, but we'd like everybody to do it. But just 7 in 10 or 6 in 10 people doing it will not have the impact that we want.
100,000 is a staggering number. So let's talk about these troubling hotspots like California, Arizona, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. What's the way forward here? What steps do you believe will slow the spread of this virus?
You know, Jill, it's an important question. And frankly, I'd say for Democrats and Republicans across the country, it doesn't matter what part of the political aisle you're a part of, mandating a mask is one piece of it, Jill. So in all states across the country, we need mandated masks. What I'm concerned about is enforcement. If we can stop people from smoking indoors because of a fine or a threat of a fine, or from parking where you shouldn't park in downtown, you name the city, we should be able to have a threat of a fine to enforce a mask policy. Otherwise, you're seeing a 77-year-old in Michigan get stabbed, trying to be a good Samaritan, encourage another one of his Michiganders to wear a mask. You see the same story play out across the country. We need enforcement across the land. We need to mandate masks, but we need enforcement as well.
All right, Dr. Vin Gupta, the latest on the findings of the surging cases, always just a lot to talk about. And hopefully the next time we talk to you, we'll have some progress to report. Thank you for your time.